All right. Finally, we have in the top left, playing as the Brood War Terran, it is going to be Cure. And on the bottom right, we have playing as StarCraft 2 Protoss, it is Snow. The map's going to be Fighting Spirit. We did host the correct Fighting Spirit this time as well, so that's great. We are going to have no redos, so that'll be perfect. This is actually hilarious, by the way, looking at this. Snow is double probe scouting, because that's just kind of what you do sometimes in Brood War Protoss on four-player maps. Oh, it's because he's proxying one game. Okay, that makes
I was
going
gonna
to
say you generally don't. I was about to jump in and
I mean, like,
defend him. Like, well, because Snow doesn't play StarCraft 2 really at all.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes that's been like something that's happened at least once or twice in Brood War four-player maps. Has it not been? You just like try to scout super early just to see where they're going, or like maybe catch like. I mean, it's not Berserk this time. You see the Overlord moving or something like that.
I mean, it's rare, but I mean, I think the thing is like whatever would be normal in Brood War, it's almost not even applicable here, anyways.
Yeah, I mean, I was just wondering, is like if you're just accidentally just doing that just because of some like funny Brood War, because it never happens in StarCraft.
Scouting early, you can do it, but the thing is with StarCraft 1 scouting, you don't do it because you don't start out with enough workers to ever send 2 out to like make it okay.
Yeah. Okay.
But this is starting to look, like your StarCraft 2 cheese build. I guess this is going to be for an Oracle.
Yeah, it might be even Void Ray, but I feel like the distance from where the Stargate actually is should probably be Oracle. And given the fact that there's not very many things, I think, that could actually shoot up here for the Brood War Terran, this could be extremely lethal because. Also, turrets are really hard to get in this as Brood War Terran as well. So I feel like the Oracle very early could just completely wreak havoc. I mean, Kier has scouted it by this point. He knows that there's some weird stuff going on, so he's going to know that he's got to prepare for something. But he's got one Marine. There's a single Marine on the map right now.
This is a Brood War build, by the way, to go for like quick drop ship with vultures. But I feel like he's just going to lose literally everything. This may be the shortest game of the entire.
Yeah.
Hey.
There we go.
The only thing that's unfortunate for Snow is he's going to learn how quickly that Oracle energy runs out.
Well, actually, the 60 health, right? The fact that they're much beefier will actually technically mean they will kill less.
That's actually a good point.
But 8 is still,
he's making another one.
Yeah, I'm sure he is. Of course, he sees that. He's like, oh yeah,
Tasteless,
I'm not stopping making these the whole game. Why not?
By the way, Vulture's actually pretty good against Stalkers. If you play StarCraft 1, Dragoons pretty much don't die to Vultures unless they get hit with a Spider Mine or something, so they're bad at fighting. I don't know, dude. This is already looking pretty bad.
We do have a Wraith coming out, so that will at least kill the Oracles. And now, nice pylon block at the top of the ramp. I was going to say, there's nothing actually preventing these Vultures from getting inside the main, and that could have spelled the death for a lot of probes, but very nice wall off there for Snow, but... Yeah, it looks like this is not really going to be able to do anything here. The Vultures are going to have to get pushed back. The Oracles are now being exchanged for Void Rays, so...
So, I think a Void Ray just straight up beats a Wraith. I've never seen the two units fight, but the Wraith is actually a very weak unit.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Is this
actually going to... Yeah, I think this 100% dies before the Void Ray can come out.
The Oracle trying to come and save it, but it's not going to happen. Wow. About a second off from that Void Ray being spawned there, so... Nice little save, actually, for Cure, and considering the fact that Snow has been on one base this whole time and then walled himself off to then prevent himself from expanding, means that, I mean, the SCV counts are not that atrocious. Like, I was expecting this to be like a 30, 32 versus, 6 game right now, but it's, 29-22 is potentially playable, especially because it's going to be hard to get down to this natural.
By the way, it makes you wonder if had you just made a Void Ray instead of an Oracle, wouldn't you have just won the game?
Yeah, technically.
Right?
Yeah, because there was literally only one anti-air unit that would have died regardless. So, yeah, I think if it was a proxy Void Ray instead of Oracle, yeah, this game would definitely be over.
So, it's become a pretty interesting game. Both sides have taken a little bit of a beating. I think Cure's obviously limping through this game a little bit more than Snow, but at the same time, Snow doesn't have a base. The Vultures are a real threat. The Stalkers, again, they're much more brittle when compared to Dragoons. Dragoons are almost like a really powerful heavy unit you get early on in StarCraft. There's nothing quite like it when it comes to early game. I guess if you're from StarCraft, you could kind of think about it like a Marauder. Like, this is just a lot tougher than the other stuff that you have going on early on. So, he does push out. He does take a base. Things are going to slow down a little bit. Terran in StarCraft 1, if they don't do any damage with a 2-factory build, they're in trouble. But in this case, they did. I don't know exactly how a TVP sizes up in StarCraft EVO with this. But there is an Immortal pushing out, and the Vultures are going to run around.
Yep. There's nothing here to prevent this from getting into the main. There is a cannon in the mineral line, so that should help at least a little bit, but this is still a lot of Vultures, and they're extremely quick. They can easily outmaneuver this cannon, and the cannon's not even in a spot that can actually defend the entire mineral line anyways. Do the mines actually trigger onto SC2 probes?
No. Probes in StarCraft 1 and StarCraft 2 do not trigger mines.
Yeah, okay. I was wondering if it was the same as in Brood War, but I guess, yeah, that is the case, so...
Yeah.
Luckily those won't happen.
I guess that had to be a deliberate decision, right?
Surely.
In the design, yeah. It wouldn't be fair, I guess, any other way.
Yeah.
And so the push comes in. Now, when you see big Vulture attacks like that, you did neglect tanks. You can't have the best of both worlds. 4 tanks are in the main, but none in the natural. So that's actually crazy to me. Why does he have 4 tanks in his main and nothing in his natural?
I think he just expanded, and then like the units were. I think Kira noticed that nothing was defending the Vultures, so he probably just was like, okay, let me just lift up the main, or lift up the natural, make sure I don't at least lose it. And as long as he, I think, stays alive here, because he's just going to move these tanks forward, I think he should be totally fine, because that was a lot of probes that died. That was like 15 probes, 18 in total. We're losing a sentry and some extra stalkers on the way out, too. So I think if Kira just is able to sit back and just relax a little bit, get some more tanks out, he's going to be totally fine, because this economy right now for Protoss is super hurting.
Someone in my chat says, is this a rerun or are these games live? Well, this is live, but these are all actors, just to be clear, okay? These are all paid actors.
Yes.
This is a little bit more like WWE. No, this is live. This is the SC EVO mod for people that are just now tuning in. This is... basically a StarCraft 1 race versus StarCraft 2 race with a set of pro gamers on teams on each side.
Yes. And we have paid them to act in front of us, and we've paid you all as well, chat. You are all being paid. If you didn't realize, check your PayPals. You've got a lot of money in your account right now to be here and just talk to us right now. So
we've got the third base being made. We kind of forgot to mention it. This map is Fighting Spirit. And... Fighting Spirit, generally, StarCraft 1 Terran can take a third base pretty easily. I think the Warp Prism changes a lot of the rules with that. It is pretty tricky. Okay, hold on a second. We got the Immortal coming in. Gonna go take out the add-on. You know, it's funny, in StarCraft 1, you never, ever target add-ons. It's just, like, not a thing, but I guess this kind of makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to do a decent amount of damage. It's a little awkward to defend this. We're going to have to move all these tanks up, and the Stalkers are actually in the natural getting moved down as well, which is actually a bit of a miscommand. That wasn't on purpose there. And now that they're not here to defend, that actually means that the War Prism is going to go down as well. So he had them positioned originally to be able to defend the Wraiths from going too far to pick it off, but then accidentally moves them all into the tanks here. So this is looking really rough now for Snow, as he's really only got a couple of Mortals as his defense, and even those are going to get picked off because these Vultures are so fast.
Yeah, the issue is that, you know, Immortals might be great against mech units. If the Vultures can put mines in front, they're not going to get away. And it looks like this mine's going to come up. It takes out one. An Immortal is actually slower than a StarCraft 1 tank. That's something that had not occurred to me before, so it actually can't retreat. That's going to be it. GG, Snow taps out. And I got to say, a pretty interesting game for Game 1.
One that I thought was going to end completely opposite, by the way, because of the way the Oracles were shaping out at first.
Yeah, that was a funny start. So we had 2-factory Vulture right away, but a proxied Oracle. Terran didn't have any anti-air. I think we were saying minutes ago that don't start the game just yet. Okay.
I'm just getting the lobby
just
open
making
here.
sure. I was like, no, we're So what was I saying? Yeah, the Oracle obviously runs out of energy, so it can't kill all the workers. I guess if you go for a Void Ray, probably would have been a win in that game.
Yeah, it's hard to know, because especially when you put your Stargate in that position, it's not exactly that close by to be able to easily set up the rally point to get over there. So it's like you're just, okay, I'm just doing Oracle this time. I can't know that he's literally only got one Marine. It's like really hard. But if he was going for a slightly different build, then it would have been an absolute disaster for Kier.